Welcome back to Excalibur's on the Backwoods. Folks, we're up here at Hoards Hunting Camp in Manitoba, and Mike Pearson is headed out on opening day and harvested a heck of a nice bear. But that's why we come up here to visit Jim Hoard, because his area produces giant bears year after year. As a matter of fact, the Canadian record book bear was killed out of the center of Jim Hoard's area. And you want to take a guess how big that bear was? Was it 600 pounds or 700 pounds? You know, come on, bears aren't supposed to get 700 pounds, right? That bear weighed 856 pounds. He has the genetics, that long nose to tail, to produce giant bears. And that's why we hunt here every year. Well, now it's still opening day, and we had no idea what Mike Pearson was getting into, but Scotty and I had our own agenda. Somebody's got to be the camera guy and somebody's got to be the shooter, and I got voted down. I'm degraded to the camera guy.
That's right. That bow needs to be over here with me.
But we have plenty of arrows, and you said make sure you bring plenty of arrows because we might be in a battle tonight, won't we?
Exactly, Dan.
Well, Scotty, I'm relinquishing my bow to you, okay?
Thank you, Dan.
But, Jim, we're hunting in a total different area than we were in the springtime. We were up here hunting a Keller-faced bear, and we were hunting them about 8 miles away from here. But now you've moved over near the grain fields, haven't you?
Yeah, there's a lot of bears hitting a certain oats field.
Yeah, and the farmer's been complaining about them to Jim, and he said, listen, you better get over here and get after some of these bears, or we're going to have to take care of them because they're destroying this property, aren't they?
Exactly.
And come to find out, a bear that we nicknamed back in the spring that Scotty was after, Coco, has been in this grain field, hasn't he?
It's time for revenge tonight. We're going to make some farmer very happy.
Scotty and I weren't in the stand very long when this big sow comes walking in with these 2 cubs, and they fed for a little while, but when another bear started circling the bait, she packed up the kids and headed back into the swamp. Now this is a really good boar right here, and Scotty might be a bit crazy for passing up on this 400-pound bear, but this isn't one of the boars that Scotty's looking for. Well, that boar fed for a little while and then he headed out of the bait site. And it wasn't long before the sow comes back in and she's got her 2 cubs down there feeding. But Mom's just a bit on edge right now. You know, she can smell other bears trying to get into the bait site. And coming in right behind us is one of the bears we've been looking for, Coco, the chocolate-faced giant. Big Mama squares off with Coco, and he decides to head back to the swamps to avoid a fight. Well, you know the old saying, hell have no fury like a woman's scorn. And it's as good as in bear woods as it is for us guys. See, big boars, they're cub killers. And that mama right there, she's gonna do whatever she has to do to protect her kids. Well, now we might have lost our opportunity with Coco because he's decided not to mess with Big Mama. But this has been a little traumatic for the kids, so Mom's over there trying to patch it all up when Scotty hits me in the head and says, Coco's coming back in. So he's only 8 yards away, and we're only 10 feet up of the tree. And folks, he's huge. The pictures don't even do him justice. You know, I'm a nervous wreck as Scotty's sitting over there with the Excalibur and he's waiting for this big oof to quarter away so he can take a shot.
That was a huge bear. That's the biggest bear I have ever seen in my life. Now we got another problem. The cubs are right beside us in the tree, and it doesn't look like Mom's very happy about it. Coco is dead.
Well, Scotty just shot a killer-faced bear that is well over 700 pounds. And like he said, we got a bit of a situation with the sow beneath our tree stand right now. But you're going to want to stay tuned to after the break, because you're not going to believe how this hunt's going to end. And we're just getting started.
This segment of Excalibur's Hunt in the Backwoods is brought to you by XY Power Sports. Top quality, high performance UTVs that won't break the bank.
Well, Scotty said it best, Coco is dead. And Coco is a killer-faced bear that lives up in Manitoba that we've been after for 2 years now, and he's well over 700 pounds. But when Scotty shot Coco, there was a sow there, and she's ran her cubs up a tree that is right beside me, and she's at the base of the tree, and we're in a bit of a situation. Well, Scotty looks over, and here comes another big Manitoba giant into the bait site.
Here comes another bear, Dan. Here, take the bow. Here he comes up. Lord, he's big. That sow's getting a little aggravated with him. That's one of the big boys right there.
Talk about stating the obvious. I mean, look at him. He looks like a swollen wood tick, and he doesn't look real happy. Now, he's probably been laying off in the bushes and heard all the commotion of Scotty shooting Coco, and he's came in to see what in the heck's going on at his bait site.
I want to shoot that big bear. Good shot.
Well, we got a bit of a problem. The same sow that was here when we shot Coco, Scotty just shot Coco, is sitting right there, and her cubs are right over my shoulder. So we locked and loaded the Excalibur again just because things were starting to get a little dicey because she started to climb up the tree, and I look up, and here comes that big oof. And we had already called Jim Hoard to come pick us up because, you know, we had a bit of a problem with this sow down here. And we had to text him back and say, Jim, don't come in because one of the other big hogs is coming in. Well, that big boy stepped in there, and I just burned him with the Excalibur. Jim Hoard has the genetics that produce world record bears. And we've got 2 of them on the ground right now. And we still got a bit of a problem because Mom's laying right there, and we still got the 2 cubs up there. I don't know if you can see them.
Here we go.
But they're a little bit upset with us. Oh, you ever felt like you were in a pickle? We got a lot of skinning to do. Look at the blubber on him, Jim.
That's a lot of bear, Dan. A lot of bear, my friend.
Guys, we were up here with my buddy Jim Hoard in Manitoba with Hoards Hunting Camp. And guys, you gotta get up here. You know, Jim, when we pulled into camp, Jim says, I got 4 bookies on your bait. And I said, come on, Jim, you know, 4? And this is one of the bookies that you were looking at. But ironically, Scott shot Coco 15 minutes before I shot this big hog.
That's hard to believe.
and Jim, you know, we're gonna have to get a dozer to get him out of here, aren't we?
Yeah, we'll have to dig into our wallets tonight.
How much do you think this bear weighs right here?
I'm saying way over 7, maybe 8.
And the Excalibur just stoned him, and he went less than 12 yards. But we got another bear to get out, but we're going to wait till morning, right?
Coco is in the morning.
You know, last night, this big oof come in, and you just drained him. But the problem is he's went across the swamp, and, you know, guys, these are 700-pound bears here, and you're not getting them out, are you?
No. He wasn't dying easy.
This is Coco right here, and during the spring we rafted him, weren't we?
Yes, we were.
These tips right here are still nice and cinnamon color, and that's the way he was in the spring, wasn't it?
Yep, the whole bear was like that in the spring.
But we just couldn't get a shot at him because he was following us out for 5 days.
Yep, we almost lost him to a sow again last night. Almost is the key word.
You just drained him.
First chance I got, he wasn't letting him even get to the barrel.
And then the amazing thing, guys, we're up there doing our talk scenes and everything. We got cubs up a tree right beside us. Scotty looks over and here comes another big bear. And within 15 minutes, we had another 700-pound bear on the bait site, and I drained him.
Yes.
What a hunt.
What a hunt. Jim sure knows how to grow them big up here.
He's a little man, but he grows
a big bear.
You gotta love it.